Hey FPL fans, it's States at FPL back with another video. Today we're gonna be giving you guys our initial reaction to the first game week, and also go over our teams and see how we did, and give you guys any thoughts that we have, and see if we have any thoughts going forward for transfer for the second game week. So let's go ahead and get started. So obviously our first game was the Arsenal game. Do you guys have any thoughts on any initial reactions?
Ben White's the best right back in the league. Anyone who doesn't have him is a clear casual.
Yeah,
And yeah, we saw he was going forward a lot and big 11 pointer from him. So
right.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see who I have in my
Yeah,
team now. But
I think people that doubled up on Arsenal defense, like some people had Raya and Calafiori, or some people had Calafiori, Ben White. They obviously got rewarded. People that had Gabriel, they got dropped a stinker with the yellow card. Um, and then also the debut of Solus was pretty good. When I was watching the game, I thought he played pretty fluidly. He seemed like he knew what he was doing out there, and could be a pick that I would consider going in the future.
Yeah, I think Slows looked amazing. He was very explosive and very threatening the whole game. I think he's becoming essential. Everybody will have him soon. And I also think Saka was very successful on the wing. After a pretty good World Cup campaign, he brought right back into he's a serious pick.
Yeah. Going over to the DEFCON stats, nobody from Arsenal got DEFCON. Even Gabriel wasn't even in top five, but we see like Odegaard and Rice were pretty much up there. And then from the Coventry side, even though Thomas got qualified for DEFCON, I don't think any of these people would be in my starting lineup. What do you guys think?
I think we have to take this game with a grain of salt because
Right.
it's a promoted side at home. So should be an as
Yeah.
expected win.
Yeah.
And yeah, we saw what happened, and I think it's as expected. So can't
Right.
take it too seriously, but nevertheless, a decent performance from the Gunners.
Right.
I concur. I think they showed some promise with Thomas, and Rushworth is pretty good, but it was never going to be an easy game for them.
Yeah. The Man U game, this one really surprised me, man. It was so disappointing to watch both my midfielders like just drop a stinker. It was shocking to me. Like, how can Hull City, just a newly promoted team, and we weren't able to score even one? Like, what do you guys think?
Um, yeah, it's just a shocker, like you said.
Yeah,
I think anyone who went with Bruno got punished deservedly. Maguire and Shaw both blanked, which was not really didn't really matter at the end of the day because everyone has them. But yeah,
right.
Bruno blank was like the main takeaway from this game.
Yeah,
I was thinking McBurney could be a real option. He's a serious threat for 5.5 million. Absolute beast. I think Mbama would look the most promising, but overall, they weren't to it. I don't threatening.
yeah. I think as far as like keeping both Mbeumo and Bruno and Orselin, I would say I'm pretty sure they have an easy fixture next week also. So I would say keep them for the first keep it for one more game week and then see what happens. If they drop a stinker as well again, it might be time to seriously consider dropping all Man U assets. But going to the DefCon stats, we see that nobody from Man U got DefCon. Bruno was kind of close, but not really, only halfway. So yeah, I don't think anybody from Man U is going to be threatening to be able to get DefCon. Um, any thoughts?
Yeah, I like to add that I tuned into the game
Yeah,
reluctantly, and I saw Bruno playing at the six or at the center back at times. So yeah, he was playing very deep. So I expected him to get some more DEFCON, but it was surprising. And I don't think it's a good look for the owners with him playing so
yeah,
deep and not going forward enough. And I think his XG and XA stats really reflected that. I think he got like below zero point 0.5 combined or something like that. Oh,
yeah. I
there you go.
mean, 0.34 is
0.34.
not it's
So
not very good.
yeah, there's going to be big questions asked ahead of the next game. Do you really want to captain him against Ipswich, or do you want to sell him and bring in Cole Jermaine Palmer?
Yeah. I mean, I just want to look at
These are the big
Mbeumo's stats real
questions for
quick.
asking.
Point
Yeah,
seven,
he was the most
point seven.
threatening.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah,
Mbeumo had more of a threat to the goal as than Bruno did. But I guess we'll see. I think it's too early. But all right, go move on to the next game, the Everton game. We saw Dewsbury Hall score a goal, Barry score a goal, and I think Ndai also assisted one. Yep. And if I'm not mistaken, Ndai also got DEF CON. Yes. So, good show up for the Ndai. I'm sure a lot of people. So I think he's owned like 12% or 13% effective ownership. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think Ndai is a great pick. Anyone who went with him got rewarded. I also think Everton defense is insane. Tarkovsky, Branthwaite, even Mikolenko at 4.5. They're
Yeah.
definitely good options in my eyes for long term, maybe after an early wild card. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Dewsbury Hall's been the leader in terms of the attacking outputs for Everton for a while now, and I think he's a serious pick at 6.5 million. Billy Menendai is also a great pick. He's on penalties and he has serious DEFCON possibilities, and he performs every week. It was just a little scary getting him a little bit earlier because he was linked to Saudi, but I think now that he seems like he's staying put, he seems to be a great pick at 6 million.
Yeah. Three chances created, 2 shots on target. That's pretty good. That's big. That's more than Embuemo and Bruno. So it's pretty interesting.
I just think
The
McNeil's
Ipswich
a
game.
serious pick. McNeil's a serious pick. He's a beast. Just unlucky this week.
Is he still in the squad?
He's on Crystal Palace. 5.5 million.
Oh, really?
I looked at him.
He started?
I did not know
Considered
that.
Oh,
snatching
yeah.
him. 5.5 million. He almost had a 1 week punt, but I decided to go unfortunately.
Interesting. Ipswich, another newly promoted team, gets the W this past game week against Sunderland. This was also a shocker for me. I had 2 Sunderland assets. I had Lefay and I also had Ballard, and both of them did not do very well. What do you guys think on this game?
Yeah, this was a great game. Watched the full 90, and yeah, Ipswich looked really good, but I think it's just a home field advantage from a game week 1
Yeah.
fixture.
Yeah.
I think Sunderland also looked pretty good on the ball. Lefay, especially, actually, and then also Hume looked pretty good. He was getting in advanced positions, so I hope his minutes are still good for the next game because he's in my team.
Yeah, I think he was able to play the right wing because Mukiele was out. But once he comes back, it's interesting to see what he will play. But
Yeah, I think Hume's kind of a lock of his first couple games. He played the most minutes in preseason. I think it's a little concerning to see Robbie, who was in my team, get hooked in the 67th minute, and he didn't have much attacking threat throughout the game. A nice differential to Calvert Lewin, but he didn't perform very well for me this week. We'll see if he can bounce back next week. I think they have another easy fixture.
yeah,
And
um,
Yeah, I think they should be stronger defensively in the next game with Alderete coming back for 09. So something
yeah.
good to look forward for Sunderland defense owners.
Zaka was able to get DEFCON and Ballard was only 1 off, so not too bad. I mean, I would be expecting Ballard to get DEFCON pretty often, even though he didn't get this one. Okay, too bad. The Leeds game. Leeds was able to get a late goal in the 80th minute to win. We saw Calvert-Lewin did not do very well, got a yellow, and stunk up the whole game. He had 0 shots on target and only 1 shot off target, which so his XG and XA was only 0.13, which is not very good. And he was hooked. Oh, he wasn't hooked, but he played the whole game and was they only able to get 0.13. So that's kind of concerning. People that have him, but not me. What do you guys think?
Yeah, the yellow
I don't
card is
have
a
Calvert
shame
Lewin.
as a DCL owner, and he's kind of a troll. He never does anything good for me, but I needed to have him for the bench boost, and
Yeah.
he'll be leaving my team soon, so no worries for me.
Yeah, I think this game showed us that Leeds have a serious defense with their new signing Trafford. I think at 5 million, I think he's a decent option. But they have a bunch of good defenders. I think Nottingham Forest didn't look as good as we expected. I had Gibbs White and Williams, and I was devastated to see the clean sheet wiped by Stack, who was an absolute beast this game. He
Yeah.
seems to be the real talisman of the team, and I think at 6.5 million, he's another great option.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got DEFCON also. Yeah, a lot of people from Leeds got DEFCON.
And
So,
Stack is 6.5.
I think he is, right? Or 6.
6, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people from Leeds got DEF CON. If you want some DEF CON merchants, look
What
into
was Muharemovic's numbers? I don't think he hit it, but
you got
uh,
7.
okay. Yeah, people are
Yeah.
hyping him up for the DEF CON, but
Yeah,
we'll
he
see how his
was.
numbers go on for the next
Right.
few games.
Yep. Very, very interesting. The Brentford game. This game completely went the way that I expect. Tottenham is very leaky in the back. Brentford got a bunch of people that can generate goals by themselves. You got Altara, you got Thiago. Obviously, he missed a penalty, but he still wasn't. Let's see. Let me see his numbers real quick. Yeah, XG, one. That's probably because of the penalty, but still.
Yeah.
You got Sade and
Yeah,
you have Sangari, and a lot of people are hyping this dude up. I don't know. I'm not sure why, but he seemed like he was doing good.
he had 2 assists in DefCon and got 14 points. I think that's a pretty good week. He had serious DefCon numbers in his previous league. I think he could be a great pick for only 5.5 million, I believe.
Yeah.
And he seems like an absolute essential player. Apparently, he was very attacking this game. I think he's just a standout player in the Brentford team this season. And I think Spurs just did not improve as much as we expected. We expected them to be much better just after following the many transfers. So I'm surprised they got smacked.
Yeah. And then looking into DEF CON, obviously Senesi got DEF CON, but yeah, Sade with 9, Sangari with 13. That's 2 midfielders from Brentford that got actually 3, and I also got 10 from defense. But very interesting. A lot of
Yeah, I
people
think
had
Brentford could be
Kingsley.
a serious team. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people had Kingsley, but he conceded 3 goals, so I'm not sure if he's worth it anymore.
I think this is a tough fixture, and next fixture it'll be better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have to see.
Yeah.
All right, from the Sunday games, we saw Brighton put 4 goals up against Aston Villa, which is very shocking in my opinion. I thought this was going to be like a 1-1, maybe 2-1 type of game, but 4-0 is quite concerning. 3 of the 4 defenders from on Aston Villa had under 5.0 rating, which is very concerning. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think we're obviously going to see a big drop off from Villa this year with them losing a lot of players. I think they're getting Watkins back though, so
Yeah,
that could be good for them in the future. Could be a one to watch in FPL terms. He's only 8 million, and we know that he does great every year. But in terms of this game, yeah, I didn't really expect it to be so one sided either. So
right.
yeah,
I'm happy to see my goalkeeper Verbruggen keep a clean sheet. That was kind of good. And also, for all the people that were hyping up Gross and saying that he's the best 5.5 million midfielder, I don't think that's true. Yellow card,
He didn't have the
0.27.
greatest performance. But
Yeah,
luckily, Gomez, only 5 million, who me and Zach both have, got snuck out with an assist, which made our bench boost a little more successful this week. I think
yeah,
the Cooper um, is a great pick. Apparently, he was playing very high up on the wing, and he dropped a 17-pointer, I believe, this week. Look at those numbers. The numbers are ridiculous.
yeah,
He could be a great pick. He may become essential. And Hinshelwood, he was performing last season when I had him, and he's still performing this season. I think he scored out of a Gomez assist, and Gomez will keep providing them. He's the absolute beast at 5 million. But Hinshelwood at 6 million is someone to watch, I think.
yeah. He was doing good.
yeah.
I'm happy that he
Also
was able
note
to get
that
the goal.
Vuskovic is still starting, which many people
Yeah,
had doubts of. So he could
right.
be a beast as well.
Yeah, only
This is true.
19 years old.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Rutzer at only 5.5 million. If Brighton is a serious squad this season, he could be one to look at.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
continues to start.
Sounds good. The Man City game. I know all 3 of us had Holland captain this week. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get a goal, but this was an interesting game because
Mm-hmm.
for one, I was surprised to see Rico Lewis starting. This guy. I mean, the last time he started, I'm pretty sure it was the last game of the last season. So surprised to see him on the pitch.
So one game ago.
1 game ago. But still, you see what I'm talking about, right?
I think something particularly alarming, for the O'Reilly owners who shows O'Reilly over Guardiola. O'Reilly might lose his place with Trigger coming in and looking much better. I think if Guardiola's continue playing left back, O'Reilly's position, he might see reduced minutes, or he might, he's just a little more risky than I think previous seasons. Um, but it was good to see Gahey get on the score sheet. He's playing more in midfield role. I think he might become a good pick. He's kind of pretty expensive compared to the likes of Guardiola, but he could be one to watch. He's
Yeah.
continue playing in the midfield.
Yeah. I also like to call out that Anderson got 7 DEFCON in 63 minutes, which is pretty good. I know a lot of people are doubting him and saying that Man City played possessive and that he couldn't replicate those numbers that he got last year, but I think he could. And he's sort of replicating those Rodri numbers from DEFCON.
That was a good shout.
That's a good point.
No Man City midfielders were able to do anything. Semenyo, I don't know, a lot of people have Semenyo, some people have Foden. Like, they both didn't do very well. Only
we did see Anderson go off
0.08
with an injury.
XG.
Yeah, he had a stinker. We saw Anderson go off with an injury, which might be concerning. I'm not sure how severe that was. But we also they were also behind most of the game, so we might see as City go up in some games, we might see more attacking opponents, so you might get more DEFCON in those games.
Yeah, I mean,
bounce back.
yeah, and Semenyo playing the whole game and only having less than 0.1 XG and XA is kind of concerning. Like, what is he even good for at this point? Brother had one shot.
He was a ghost in the game. I didn't see him much. I know one of us has Foden. I'm not sure if they have any thoughts on that pick.
It was a great pick. He looked very electric, and he's getting good positions. So he'll definitely stay in my team for the foreseeable future.
Interesting. The Liverpool game. This is quite an interesting game. I know both me and Zach both have Szoboszlai kind of bailed out by the last minute penalty, but I was happy to see Szoboszlai. Yeah, I was happy to see how Szoboszlai become. He's like, I'm pretty sure he's like 50% owned. He was able to get 8 points for all of us that own him. That was very exciting to see. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it was kind of surprising to me that he took the penalty, but I guess because Isak was getting booed all game, so it kind of makes sense. Isak, Wirtz, and Frimpong are the worst players I've ever seen. It was a rough watch.
Frimpong had a very bad game.
Did you see Kirkes' game?
Kirkes was decent. Yeah, Kirkes was fine, but Frimpong was so bad, bro.
He carried the most chances in the game. I think Visa at $6 million could be a great pick. He's an absolute beast for Newcastle. So if he continues to play, I get Visa.
Yeah, he could be on Pens as well. So could be a great shout.
I'm interested to see if the reason why Szoboszlai took that pen is because it was at Newcastle. Like, what happens if it's somewhere else? Is Isak taking that pen, or is it still going to be Szoboszlai? So that's something to look out for.
Yeah, I think that definitely had an effect on him. I think, but I mean, Szoboszlai at $7 million. He may become essential. He may be essential, but some of us shy away from the essential players, and we still outperform.
Yeah. Somehow Gakpo was able to get DEFCON, and obviously Van Dijk got DEFCON as well. Gravenberch pretty close. I was like halfway there. Yeah, pretty interesting stuff.
Halfway in 90 minutes isn't very promising.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be able to get DEFCON anytime soon.
I think in the future we could see Szoboszlai playing at right back instead of Frimpong, and then he'll be a DEFCON merchant again, and then he'll still be on free kicks, corners, penalties. So I think Szoboszlai will become good. Because
I think he's a great.
Yeah.
Great overall
Frimpong performance. I don't think he's ever going to see the starting lineup ever again.
Frimpong played horrible.
One thing about owning Szoboszlai is you're just praying that Wirtz does nothing the whole game, gets hooked early, so then Szoboszlai can move up the pitch. I don't think this is an enjoyable player to own personally. As a fun maxer and a absolute beast to this game, I think he's not a good pick. But
it's very fun whenever they get a free kick. Elias can attest to that.
That is very true.
Very exciting.
Always
exciting.
Has me on my heels.
Yeah.
On my tippy toes when Szoboszlai takes
free
a free
kick within the opposition half. It's super exciting as a Szoboszlai.
Very exciting. All right, now to the last game, today's game. Chelsea was able to get the win against Fulham. 5 goal game. Very entertaining to watch. And we all saw that the front three, Palmer, Rogers, Pedro, they all able to be involved in some kind of goal. Kind of concerning for people that don't have Palmer and Rogers or Pedro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was smart enough to have a triple up on the Palmer, Joe Pedro, Rogers to start my season, so I got a good 32 points from those three. It was an absolute great way to end off the first game week. I think they could have scored five each. They looked unbelievable in their attack. Palmer had the best game that I've seen in many years. He was absolutely cutting up the Fulham team. He was absolutely ridiculous. I think a couple more clinical finishes, and he might have had three this game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I personally don't think that Rogers had a great game besides that 1 goal he had. If anything, I would say Palmer might become essential to have. He might be the Houdini of his team. But as far as Rogers goes, I just didn't wasn't really impressed with him besides the 1 goal that he
Yeah,
had.
he only created five chances this game.
I mean, yeah, but
Yeah. Measly 5 chances.
Yeah, just a
Not
measly
good enough.
five. He's only 7.5 million. You can own him and Palmer
Yeah. I
for
think.
the price that is for Bruno and Gomez.
Yeah. I think. Come the whole game, I might have Rogers because I'm not touching João Pedro, and I still need 2 Chelsea attackers, so he could be joining my
what do
team.
you have against Zara Pedro?
He's not good,
I
and
think
I
one
already
of
have
the
Isak. I'm not wasting a transfer on another striker.
Yeah, I have to say I was very impressed by Joshua King. This man is a true baller. He was moving all over the pitch. If anything,
yeah,
if I had to get a full asset, it would be him.
He equaled his goal tally from last season.
Yeah, kind of
Interesting
crazy.
stat.
He is a
I
true baller.
think um for I think Garcia looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And they have a really good fixture run from game week 6 onwards, I believe. So if you are Dominic Calvert-Lewin owner, you might want to consider making that switch when Leeds plays Arsenal in game week 6. I think, he looks like the real leader of the Lions for Fulham, and he's probably on penalties, bad to guess. So I think he could become a threat.
Yeah,
Another
but
thing
we
that was
see.
surprising was go on.
Yeah, I was about to say like Palmer only 3 defcon away from getting the points. It's kind of surprising. Um, Roger 7 was kind of surprising also, but
Yeah, I think Palmer definitely could have gotten there if he didn't get taken off with a cramp. I think he should be healthy for next game. I know there's some injury concerns. I think one thing that was surprising was the Corral pick. I think it's an absolutely horrible pick, but he somehow got 6 points this game. So there's that. For 6 million,
yeah,
he's absolutely not worth it in this leaky Chelsea defense, but he performed
yeah.
this game.
I have to say I will not be having any Chelsea like assets from the defense because they seem to be very open and very vulnerable to goals.
True.
But yeah, that
For
concludes our
real.
reactions.
You want to look
I was
at
hoping to
our
see
teams
I was hoping
next?
to see Danny Welbeck, but yeah, we can go over our teams real quick. Someone want to share their screen?
Just pull up our teams.
Okay. I guess I'll go first. 48 points first week. I do want to note that I did not bench boost this week, so I would say 48 points pretty good to start out. Obviously for Bruin California got me good nice points from the defense. Basically my whole midfield blanked except for Szoboszlai. As I said, I got bailed out by that last minute pen. But yeah, Bruno and Buemo, very concerning. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those two, but yeah, Lefebvre, Sade, I'm hoping to see some kind of a return in the next couple of weeks. João Pedro, obviously a great pick, and Holland had him captain like everyone else, but wasn't able to get a goal. Um, my defense, I mean my bench, this got this guy just for the vibes, and this man's um was a good defender at 4 million. Didn't start Kingsley for obvious reasons, but yeah, I think pretty good to start out. 48 points. What do you guys have to say about my team?
I think your only returns are the template players. All your differentials blanked, which punished you. Muharemovic, 6-pointer, disaster class on the bench. But
Yeah.
yeah, no one could have
Yeah,
predicted that clean sheet.
I think your Ballard pick, I think it was just Hume always because Ballard plays Brentford away after if they play Fulham this week, and then they play Brentford away, and then Arsenal at home, and then Man City away. So you're not going to want to keep him. The Hume pick, is just kind of punt, but Ballard's a very expensive 5 million, and he might get DefCon, but they're going to concede 5. They look pretty leaky, and they didn't look great defensively. This that's the wrong team.
Yeah, my bad.
They didn't look. Yeah, they didn't look great. And Hume is playing a much more attacking role. For just a brief 2 weeks, he could be. I think he was the better pick here, but maybe we'll see what Ballard does. He's pretty good at set pieces, offset
Yeah.
pieces.
Yeah, not too bad. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and see our second. This Zach with 70 points. Go ahead.
Yeah, so kind of similar to Elias's team that we just saw with Verbruggen, Szoboszlai, Holland, and Califury. Holland captaincy didn't work out, which was a shame because we saw a lot of people go with Bruno captaincy. So there was finally a chance to get ahead, but just didn't work out. Doubled up on Arsenal defense, which worked out nice, and also got an assist and bonus from White, which was a bonus. Gomez pick got rewarded with a cheeky assist, so that was nice. And then my bench boost was a masterclass, as you can see. Got it out of the way, so we'll be taking no more hits in the future. So if you really think about it, probably like a positive points gain relatively to what Elias is going to do with like a -20. So pretty good there. And then also a masterclass from Palmer. I went differential there and got big 13-pointer and should have been 15 if you got DEFCON. But
Yeah.
We didn't have
do you guys have any thoughts on my team?
Yeah, I think they did pretty well. I mean, the Isak pick didn't perform the greatest, as well as Foden, but yeah, I think you got rewarded with the double Arsenal defense. Who do they play next week again?
Villa away.
Aston Villa.
Yeah, I'm not. I guess they could score. Maybe get punished for having double Arsenal, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean Villa looked pretty bad in the last game, so I think double Arsenal could be pretty good until they play Chelsea. That would be bad for them. If Chelsea continues this amazing form of absolutely straying defenses with their clinical attackers, I think it could be a -5 potentially for the Arsenal assets. But I think overall it's a pretty good looking team. Besides the Isak and the Shaw picks, which did not work out too well, I think it's a pretty solid start.
Yeah, I think
Not too bad.
Isak and Foden are like the only my only differentials who blanked. Everyone has defense, so wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. And then Mr. Rogers, 72 points, got the most out of all three of us this week. What do you have to
As
say?
expected. I think, and obviously a masterclass on my bench boost for 16 big points. I don't know if that's how some people would arrange that bench, but I think personally Verbruggen belonged on the bench. I think overall, the triple Chelsea attack was very successful for me. 32 points brought in. A lot of people are avoiding it because they play, Arsenal in game week 3. You might want to avoid the new transfers of Rodgers, and there's some questions about if Palmer will go back to the level he was playing at. But I had faith in the rest that he got over the long summer, not being with England. He had a lot of time to prepare and prep for the season, and he absolutely tore it up the first game. I think, for this Arsenal game, in all seriousness, I could look to free hit that week, and then I would have an absolutely formidable team going forward, and nobody will catch me, I fear, for them.
Yeah, I got to hand it to the triple Chelsea. I thought it was delusional at first, but yeah, fair play.
Yeah, I have to give credit where credit's due. Did not think it was going to work out, but obviously it did. I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see what you do with Nico Williamson, Gibbs White, and Robbie as well. But I guess
well, Robbie has an easy fixture this week. Fulham at home. You have to just got thrashed by Chelsea, so they're a little demoralized. And Robbie, he's pretty clinical. He'll score a couple goals, and then Nottingham Forest. Liverpool's a pretty easy squad to take down. I think if
Nah,
Perkaz and Frimpong are playing, Gibbs White could score three. And if Isaac's up top, it could be a clean sheet as well. So I think overall, I'll probably roll my chips for this week. No need to make any changes to this absolute amazing looking squad. And
yeah,
currently, the armband currently rests on Palmer, but we'll see. Maybe Mbeumo or Holland will take it away from him.
yeah. I'm excited to see who you put your armband on, but as you have many options. But
Yeah.
any last
Do we
comments?
do we have any? Do we want to go through early thoughts ahead of next week as well?
Yeah, for sure. Um, let's see what we have in store for us in the second game week.
Yeah. I'm curious if you guys are making any transfers or have any benching dilemmas.
I think my team is pretty straightforward. I think I will be rolling my transfer, and maybe I'll have actually no. I think I'll have the same team starting for next game. But what about you guys?
Uh, I currently have a benching dilemma. I don't know if I want to play double Arsenal defense or Hume or Foden. If you want to take a look at my team,
Yeah, that's quite a dilemma. I cannot lie. Yeah,
yeah,
I think Hume. I'm definitely playing Hume. I think he could. Give it one
yeah,
last punt. Yeah, we have him for a reason. Fulham Alm's pretty. He should be able to do something in that game, I believe.
yeah. For me, it was like between benching an Arsenal defender or benching Foden versus Palace away because I'm not sure if his minutes are good. What do you guys think I should do in that scenario?
I think you definitely play Hume, and if you have faith in Arsenal keeping clean sheet and play double defense, but if you don't, I would just say maybe you can bench run them for um, wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right now
no,
I
I would
have
say yeah.
Davis Gomez benched, so I need to pick one more out of Foden or like White.
Yeah,
Personally, I would bench Calvert-Lewin because he's absolutely garbage.
yeah. If anything, I would bench Cavaloon and maybe in Foden.
At
Foden
home to
away in a
Brentford,
tough
Brentford's
fixture.
pretty good. I think. You
No,
think you're going to road transfer this week? I think it's a great week to road transfer. Unless you own Thiago, then you're going to get him out of there as fast as possible. But yeah, what are you doing, Zach?
Yeah,
Going to keep a transfer or?
I'm definitely rolling because I have a benching dilemma. But yeah,
yeah. I think
any
you
thoughts on captaincy?
either captaincy. I could see myself captain Sabasai this week. I cannot lie. He's Nottingham Forest at home is a very nice fixture.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing? I'm being very
Captaining
serious.
Didn't you waste
Szoboszlai.
8% of your budget on Bruno Fernandez for this exact game to play Ipswich at home? So if I don't
Yeah,
see the armband resting
I
on
was
him,
gonna,
then I'm very
I was
perplexed by
gonna
that owner.
say, I was gonna say my captaincy, my armband is either gonna be on Sabasai or Bruno, but we'll have to wait and see.
Well, I fear this Holland hat trick will absolutely dunk on you. Um,
Nah,
yeah, I feel like we all have a lot of home players this week. It could be a good game week for all of us.
yeah,
Some better than others because they had Gibbs White against Liverpool. So yeah, but
all right,
Yeah,
yeah. Looking into the second game week on Friday, we have City and Palace. I think this will be a tough fixture for City, especially given the way they played last game. They were able to win only by scoring 2 goals in the last 15 minutes. So, what do you guys think?
yeah, I agree with you. Hopefully we get some leaks for lineups before the game. That would be helpful. But
Yeah,
yeah, I actually don't really know how this game's going to turn out. It could go either way. I feel like we don't have enough information yet.
yeah,
yeah, I agree. It's also the first game. It might be a turnoff to Captain Holland, so that
right,
might
Oh yeah,
sway my decisions. I don't know about you guys.
yeah. It's
yeah,
also Friday night home game for Palace, first home game this season. So
yeah.
that definitely plays a factor. I think
Definitely
they
does.
could do something.
Yeah, unfortunately, Liverpool's playing early in the morning at 7:30 on Saturday, so I have to wake up and watch that game. But yeah, on Saturday, it's kind of relevant games for the most part. You have Tottenham, Newcastle, which isn't really that relevant for us, and Coventry and Hull, kind of irrelevant. So some people have
Well,
some
I will be
assets from
having
Bournemouth.
Kingsley in my squad.
Oh
You
You
yeah,
guys are
wouldn't
starting
dare,
Kingsley over Bruggen.
you wouldn't dare start Kingsley against Newcastle. So
what
Well, we all have
over
Kingsley over Bruggen,
Brugge?
and I know you're not starting for Bruggen against Chelsea away. So
I will be starting. I will definitely doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, Elias, you also have a commentary defender. Will you be starting him?
Yeah, that you see that is the mentioned dilemma.
so
Halsey
why
did Halsey did put two against Man U, so and kept a clean sheet. So I have to look and see what happens.
I'm just excited to see your 12 million player blank this week.
That will not be happening. Sunday we have
Honestly,
Chelsea. Go ahead.
I don't know. I was just going.
Yeah. Sunday Chelsea plays in the morning against Brighton. That'll be a fun game, given that Brighton just won 4-0 against Villa. Chelsea also won their first game. Brentford Leeds should be a good game. A lot of people have asked us from both teams, Fulham and Sunderland as well. And then to end off, we have Man U play home against Ipswich. I'm excited to see Mbemo and Bruno both score a goal against Ipswich on a Sunday. What do you guys think on the Sunday fixtures?
I think they're exciting compared to the Saturday fixtures. I think
Yeah.
we could see a quadruple from Palmer. He did it before versus Brighton, if I'm not mistaken, 2 years ago. So it's written in the stars for it to happen again, and could
This is a great
genuinely
point.
be a captaincy option for me.
Yeah, but one of us is unfortunate. He chose the Bruno Fernandes route instead of Palmer, so he's a little bit less good to start the season off. But I think Palmer captaincy is a serious step for non-Palmer owners. You might well consider bringing him in.
Yeah, he is scary for this game week. I cannot lie, but I think I'll be rolling and not using a transfer to get him in.
Can I ask if you were going to be there for game week 4 against Hull at home?
From the way it's looking right now, I might be hitting
He's
Palmer.
gonna be there. He's gonna be there.
Yeah,
He
I
will
guarantee
be
he's
there.
gonna be there.
yeah,
Even if
I
it's
might be
just,
there.
yeah, we miss
Might
you a
be
wild card 4. He'll be there. I guarantee that.
there. Yeah. And then to end off the game week, we have Arsenal playing Aston Villa. Yeah, this is quite the dilemma for people that have double Arsenal defense. Are you risking an away fixture? Maybe Aston Villa doesn't even play that good either in the second game at home. Maybe they do. Maybe turn up. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's super risky, I think, playing to Arsenal, but it's hard to tell at this point in the season. It's going to be a coin flip for me if I choose to start my second Arsenal defender or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame it's on a Monday. I don't like Monday fixtures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a solid chance to keep a clean sheet. There's a lot of questions around the Aston Villa lineups these days. But I think it's just not as fun as the Hume punt, personally. So that's your decision now.
Yeah, Hume is way more interesting. I think Sunderland have like 30% odds of keeping clean sheet, and Arsenal have 40. So something.
The
to
attacking
notice.
returns of Hume.
True.
He could be this week's De Kuiper.
Are you guys
Very
positive
true.
that he starts in the same position this week?
I have no idea.
I hope so. I think so. I'm pretty confident he'll be there for at least this week. He played the most minutes preseason at this position. I think there's a good chance they give him at least one more week. And he didn't look too bad up there last week.
Yeah.
Yep. So that sounds pretty convincing to me. So maybe starting in my team.
Good. Any last comments before we end it off?
I think you covered it all.
I think
All right.
triple Chelsea looks great. Bring it
I don't
in.
know about that. Well, appreciate you guys listening in. If you made it all the way, give us a like, subscribe, show your passion for the game, and we'll see you guys next week.
And join our league. Link in the description.
Yeah, big
Exactly.
rewards for the winner.
This is true. All right. Thank you guys. Bye. Stop recording.